So my first, I had a day of rest and just walk about, and then my third day I was to go to the university. So I get the cars come over to pick me up, and we're driving through the city, and we're going through checkpoints, military checkpoints, and razor wire and different things. And this is how the people go to university there. We finally get into the university, and I get taken in, and I had brought a suitcase full of raw stone that I had roughed out, and I had handed it out medicine wheels. And I had handed these stones out to people to have a project, and we'd talk about the medicine and what it's used for and how to apply it. So we started talking a little bit about things, and I said after probably 20 minutes of me just talking, because my words were just going out, and the sound in the room, there was no sound, there was silence, sound of silence. And I finally said to the people there, I said, is there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? And this one girl put up her hand, and I said, yes. She said, I got to ask you something. Were you nervous? Were you scared coming to our country? And I said, wow, I had to stop and think, how am I going to answer this question? I didn't say anything. I was just kind of thinking, and all of a sudden I said, absolutely not. I said, in fact, I am so excited to be here, and my family has you surrounded right now. I said, I am surrounded by the most powerful beings. And I said, would you guys, you could have heard a pin drop. And people were just like, who is this guy? You know? And they said, I said to them, I said, would you like to meet my family? I said, we have to go outside, I'll introduce you. So everybody got up, and they're all excited because they didn't see anybody else come in with me in the cars and the security and stuff. It was just me. So we walk out, I get them all out in the field, and I said, look. And I pointed to the son. And I says, that's my eldest brother. I said, wow. I said, he is here. He's here with us. I said, that makes us family. I said, you guys have the same brother. I said, family doesn't hurt family. So they're all like, oh. So I said, oh, look at the sky above us. That's my father. We're all under the same roof. I said, guys, I said, wow, we're all under the same roof. And I said, tonight when you go out and see them stars speckling the sky, those are my young brothers and sisters. I says, they're here as well. They're your brothers and sisters too. So I said, tomorrow when you go out, you're going to see the moon and shining in her fullest. That's my grandmother. I said, this is my family. We have family together. I said, so family doesn't hurt family. We're all together, so we protect one another. We walked back, and they had never heard anything like that before. And my heart was just singing inside, and I felt good that we opened up, and they could tell that there was something different about Indigenous teachings and that they really wanted to have in their life.